Hello everybody, Althemir here. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be getting into ZOS's response to the issues over the weekend. If you did not know, did not play, there was a significant queue. I had heard about it. I had at one point gotten into a quote queue, and then I said, which is why you haven't seen many videos on ESO content. And I was just like, I'm not dealing with this. So I just did other stuff, and then, life threw me some curveballs. Anyway, so let's dive right on into this here. Because I'd also like to react to just the problem that Zenimax has kind of grown into lately, which is not a really good habit of having for a company, at all, or even a person. So here we go. Hi, everyone. We'd like to discuss the issues many of you experienced on the PCNA and UA mega servers over the weekend, including the exceptionally long queue times and error 103 messages. While many were in the game and playing, a significant number were essentially stuck in queue with far higher queue times than expected. After a few hours of investigation, we identified the problem, which boiled down to a back-end system being in a bad state and needed to be restarted. However, due to there being so many players in queue when it was restarted, it took a long time to get everyone through the queue and into the game. We recognize that we totally dropped the ball on communicating any of this to you, and for this we apologize. We are also discussing ways to improve internal communications in the future to help mitigate this from reoccurring. That being said, with so many new players in the game right now, some brief queue times may be expected. However, if you are continuing to run into any errors since Sunday when trying to log into the game, such as error 103, please submit a support ticket so we can help you troubleshoot. In your ticket, please sure to submit the following blah blah blah. And well, sure, it was nice for them to finally get to us on Monday. The part that really stuck out to me is this one. After a few hours of investigation, we identified the problem. So why don't you tell anybody? Why don't you communicate? Zenimax has gotten into a very bad habit of just ignoring things and expecting us players to just know that they're working on it magically. I don't understand how hard it is to even go on Twitter or X as it's called now, or Threads, or even the forums, and put maybe a message up here and just be like, hey, we are investigating this, we investigating login issues, blah blah blah. How hard is it? I can type in, how hard is it to just go down, right, and just be like, we are investigating, investigating the issues with the mega servers. Please bring coffee and pizza. For real. How? Okay, boom. That took what? Not even a minute to do? How hard is this, ZOS? You did this with the Crux system changed to the Arcanist. You did this with the PvP rewards after Necrom dropped. You just completely ignored the problems and the questions that some of us had, and you even moved the forum, the threads, so that people wouldn't read them and buried them. You edited them instead of all this other stuff, and it's like, what is going on at your freaking headquarters? There's communication, and then there's just that's the only way I can describe this is Like, I don't get it. We recognize we dropped the ball, but you weren't that bad at communicating that long ago. It was what, like, I don't remember the exact time frame, but it was maybe like a year and a half ago, I think, where they were like, hey, we're gonna increase our communication, and that's when they started all of just to give you a general. That's when they started all of these here, the pin message. A lot of these pin messages went away, and they started pinning more messages from devs and all these other places here and here, like they started communicating, you know, they just started communicating. And it's like, I don't understand where that fell off because you even hired Kevin to come in, or maybe, and it seems like he was the one that was, part of the better communication step. You went in the right direction. You went in the right direction. And then you swerved and hit a tree. It's like, I don't understand. I don't understand. You could have easily, over the weekend, said, hey, we are aware of this. It's not hard. It takes a minute to jump on. Now, I realize things are moving a million miles an hour, and maybe you're panicking because there was so much going on over the weekend too. I mean, it was the end of the Epic thing, it was the ESO Plus free trial, it's the beginning of the event, it's there's more people still at home because school's still out, and then obviously on the West Coast it's hot, insanely high temperature, so people aren't going outside, so you know so you're busier maybe than usual, but that doesn't mean that you just fail at communicating. Like, you guys were bad at the beginning of the game, and then you got better. You did. I'll defend that. You guys got better with communicating, and then you guys not only got worse at communicating, you got worse than you were before you got better. And I want to maybe that confused some people. I'm gonna try to give an example. Like, if you're, let's say, you're driving down the street and you're going 30 miles an hour, right? And then you're like, oh, I have to go faster. Speed limit's 45. So you go 45, right? But then you go 45, and then boom, you start going 25. You know what I mean? Like, you got worse than before you even improved. Like, and this is a reoccurring theme, though. Not only with your, with, how you've been handling business, but even abilities. Like, does anyone remember when Entropy and Soul Trap were like strong as hell, like overpowered, and all of us were asking for nerfs, and I was one of the more unpopular people saying, please don't touch the abilities, because I knew what was going to happen, and it happened. They nerfed those abilities to be worse than before they improved them. The damage got worse. They shouldn't even have buffed it. I don't know. It's this part frustrates me. How is it so hard to communicate? What is going on? Why don't you have people doing this? Why don't you have people just on the forums saying, "Oh, hey, Kyle, let Kyle, Sarah, get on the forums and say we're investigating the issue about the logging queues." Just say that. You know how far that goes? Than just letting people stew and stew and stew and stew in their frustration over the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just stewing and thinking that you're not working on it, you're ignoring it, and saying F you to everybody. Not only that, it's not a good impression for people who are new to you, people who came in from Epic, or people trying out the ESO Plus. Maybe, it's the reason why I stopped telling friends about ESO Plus, free, and you know, they could play the game for free, because I don't know, I just felt like it was going to get mishandled, or something was going to happen like this. Now, there is rumors. No, I know they said they found it, but there also were rumors that there was an attack too. It's called a DDoS attack. Now, I don't know how true that is. I don't think they would admit it if there was. But even here, okay, like even here, however, due to there being so many, however, due to, on highlight, there we go. However, due to there being so many players in queue, why don't you go onto the forums and again up here say, hey, please, everybody, could you close out your games if you're in queue or something, or if people in the, the big screen, the full screen where they can't see the forums, have your ticker down there go, can you please close this, and restart the client. Like, I don't understand. These things seem so easy, and I've in one way or another, I've almost always in my life dealt with, customer service. And it's just, you'd be really surprised how easy it is to calm someone down or make someone happy. It really is. I mean, it's the reason why you managers just throw gift cards at people, because oftentimes that shuts them up. All ZOS had to do is the equivalent of throwing a gift card at someone. That's all they had to do, was say, we're investigating. It's like 4 words. I think, I just don't get why they're having these problems. Already discussing ways to improve internal communications. Okay, like, this is a new theme. Now, if you guys don't know, the reason why the Crux thing took so long, apparently, I'm saying apparently, I'm even using quotation marks, even though I'm not, you guys can't see me, is because, they wrote the notes about the change to the Crux system for Arcanist. And then they saw the forum posts about, hey, was it intended where even in combat, after 30 seconds, if I don't keep generating, my Crux goes away. They didn't know. There was no communication on that. The only thing that the people who wrote the notes knew, and on let's say it's over here, the people over here, because you can see my mouse. The only thing that people over here knew was, after 30 seconds of not being in combat, you lose it. Not if you need to keep generating it. And they were like, and people over here weren't communicating with people over here. That makes no sense. Why? Why aren't people over here communicating with people over here? What is going on with this dynamic? Why is there so many internal communication errors? This is a really weird problem to have for a game that's now almost 10 years old. Because guys didn't really necessarily have this before. Is it like still they're transitioning from not only from ZeniMax Media to Microsoft, maybe a new headquarters, because I assume you're getting a new headquarters, I don't know. And then also there's still like some people working at home and some people not working at home. It's just, why are there so many communication issues? I don't understand that. I don't get it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but it's really frustrating because the game's really great, and it's like these small, tiny little trivial things that keep holding it back, and they keep piling up. They just keep piling up and piling up, and it's just like, why? Like, it's so. I get a few hiccups here and there, obviously. No one's perfect. No company's perfect. ZeniMax has done good things and bad things. And they've done, more good things than bad. But how is there such an internal communication issue where a foundational change to the game, to a new class, that you're focusing on in Arcanist with the Crux system change. How is that communication lost between between party over here and party over here? And then this one, how does this party over here not tell this party, hey, maybe you should tell people that we're investigating this? How is that not an obvious ding in the brain? Whether it's on the forums, on Twitter, on your Discord, writing it on a note and taking a picture of it, and sending it in fax, for Christ's sake. How is this difficult? I don't know. It's frustrating. It's really frustrating for a game, that has a lot of potential, but I don't know, maybe I'm burning out. I've been playing this game since 2014. On and off. I mean, I've taken some breaks here and there, but I've always come back because I love the series. I love the Elder Scrolls series. I play other games and I go through the lore of that game and I realize it's just not as deep as this one, or as good. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about this. I thank Zenimax for at least saying something. I'll praise them that. I mean, even admitting that they need to improve internal communications, but saying they're going to improve it and actually improving it are two different things. I mean, you hear it all the time. I'll get better. I'll get better. Trust me. Trust me. Yeah, well, sometimes that doesn't happen. You need to actually work on it. That just goes for everything in life. I can sit here and say, I'm going to improve, my videos on YouTube and I'm going to start editing and I'm going to do this and that. I can say whatever I want when it comes to that kind of stuff. If I don't actually do it, then it's just empty words. The words on the page don't mean anything if I don't follow through. I can sit here and say, I am the king of Atlantis, hear me roar. It doesn't mean anything. And that's what I feel like this is. It's like right now it's lip service until they actually can improve these things that for some reason in the last year or at least 5 months or whatever, since 2023 started, we'll say, it's just become a weirdly growing problem. Yeah, I don't know if High Isle incident really screwed a lot of things up. I don't know. But hopefully it gets fixed and it's not just empty words, because there's a lot of games coming out. Starfield's around the corner. There's just a lot of games coming out, and people aren't going to sit around and just be like, take a subpar, a subpar gaming company. So we'll see. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as is the best way to support my channel. Especially if you like my content, because you're not going to really get notified. Zenimax, YouTube's algorithm is kind of weird, even for me. Some people I watch, it's like I don't get notified that they put out a video. It's like I get a bunch of random videos in my YouTube feed. It's weird, but yeah. So keep an eye on things. I try to upload videos every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, but it could be more. It could be less. I'm gonna hear my empty words, right? I'm gonna try to start communicating that a little more. Like I should have. Once I hit that login queue, I was just like, all right. And then, like I said, life threw me some curveballs and couldn't really make videos. But I'm back. So anyway, thank you for watching. Keep an eye out, and I'll see you in the next one.